Hi, welcome back to the Fractured Rooster Garage. As always, I'm Josh, and today I got my son Gavin with me. And in about 4 months, Gavin turns 15, and he's been talking about driving. So recently, we picked up a $300 pickup for him. I don't think he was too excited, but it doesn't run. It's obviously been in an accident. We got this truck super cheap because, well, somebody was doing a little drinking and driving, and they found a parked car. And then the police found the crash, and an old boy went to jail. It's in nice enough shape that I think we're gonna keep it, we're gonna fix it, and we're gonna make it Gavin's first truck. It's a 2002 Chevy Silverado extended cab Z71 4x. It's got a 5.3 LS V8 with a 4L60 transmission. I want to say nothing too fancy, but it kind of is a higher end spec for the 2002. It's got leather, it's got a center console, and as you can see, the inside is full of parts. I've had this truck for a couple of years now, and I've just slowly, here and there, been buying stuff as I find it or find it on sale. We've got new carpet, new seat covers, tune-up kit, a whole front hood, grille, bumper, headlights, fog lights, AC condenser, transmission cooler. The hood we have is color matched, so it'll bolt right on, and no paint work needed. But it's got factory fender flares, tow package. I don't know. I think it will come out to be a pretty nice truck. Got brand new tires on it, and they'll get Gavin to school and back. And I don't know what else he wants to do with it. Go fishing, probably load up a mower, maybe make some money. Yeah, so we've got everything to do it, and I think today's the day we're going to drag it home, and we're going to do the tune-up on it. We're going to probably at least fix all the mechanicals in the front end. As you can see, the transmission cooler is leaking, and that's why the truck was unable to be driven. It's ripped right there. So we do have a new transmission cooler for it. We'll probably have to pull out some of that radiator core support to straighten that out a little bit. We'll probably throw a bumper on it today, in the grill, the headlights, heck, maybe even a hood. I don't know. This may be a quick, easy flip. This may take a little longer than I expected. I don't know. We're not going to know what we're getting into until we start tearing it apart. But we're going to load it up, drag it over to our place where we've got all the tools, and start getting it fixed. Hopefully by the end of today, and maybe by the end of this video, it's going to be running and driving, and we can bring Gavin back out here and he can take us for a lap around the property. All right, we got the truck back to the house. And we took all the new parts out of the back seat, and Gavin then said, "Oh my God, what happened to this carpet?" We probably don't want to know. No, we don't want to know. So we have new carpet in the garage. We'll show you what all we have. Here's the short list of parts. New driver's seat foam, and I think in here is new driver's seat and passenger seat leathers. There we go. Brand new leather seat covers. These aren't like cheap stretch on and use a string or a rubber band to hold it on. These are actual, these replace the vinyl leather seats that are in it with a brand new set. I found those on eBay for like $300. What do we got here? Platinum oil cooler. So here's our transmission cooler on the front. Grab that out of there, Gavin. That's our cracked transmission cooler. This one looks to be much heavier duty. See how this side is one solid tube? On the other one, it was a bunch of ribbed tubes kind of crimped together. So, man, one, I hope it fits, but two, that looks like a nice upgrade. I think that set us back like 30 bucks. So that was next to nothing. Of course, we got a new set of wiper blades, because every time you're on Rock Auto and you're throwing stuff in the cart, just throw wiper blades in for all the cars you got. They're so cheap. Now you go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's and you pick these up for like 19 bucks a piece. You can get them on Rock Auto for like $6. What do we got here? New fog light. Another new fog light. Spark plug wires. Spark plugs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a fuel filter, AC condenser, because that one sits right behind that transmission cooler, and it's pretty hammered as well. And New carpet. Of course, it's inside out, but that's new carpet. It should be the same silver color that's in the truck now. Same with the seats. We're just going back all stock with it all. I thought we had a set of headlights. I swear I ordered headlights. I'll have to check my receipt. We may have them in the garage, or we may have them, I don't know where they're at. If we don't have them here, we'll get another set coming. We did have to start it to pull it up the driveway, and this is what happened. So the first thing we're going to attack is this transmission cooler. See all those little crimped, ribbed pieces? I hope our piece just bolts right on here and fits and works. I do notice once we get this oil cooler off, we're gonna have to straighten out a lot of this core support stuff. If we do need to replace this, it looks like it bolts on with some 10s. We could probably run it to LKQ and pick one of those up for like $20 or $30. Okay, so it looks like first thing first to get this whole front end tore apart is to pull off our covers, and then we might yank the bumper off, and core support bolts in too, so if any one of those, we can just unbolt it from LKQ and bring it right back. All right, well, let's get all the plastic off the front of this thing and see what all we got to repair. I could get used to this. I'm just standing around with my hands in my pockets. I told Gavin he's going to fix it all himself. I'll be an advisor. I'll help out if he gets stuck, but he's going to do all this himself. He's already complaining about his knees hurting. I believe this kid. All right, give her a tug. See if it's all loose. It is all loose. Cool. We are at the point where we need to pull our connections off for our trans cooler and unhook our connector for the ambient air temp, and then I think the core support will come out, and then we can start taking some hammers to it and straighten it out. So yeah, I'll show you, I guess. So you want to, from the back side, you want to push these out. See how that one's starting to go? Oh, yeah. And this one's trying to go. You just want to be able to get your pick in there from the back side. Yep. That's one. I'll let you do the other side. Oh, you got a good hook right here. Yep. Stick her in there and basically push it away from you. Told you they like to go airborne. Now these hoses will unplug and dump fluid everywhere usually. Grab the pipe, not the fitting. There you go. Yep, wiggle it. Boom. Oil hands. Yep, getting them hands dirty. It's good for you. Pop that sensor out of there. Okay, now that whole thing should lift off. Let's see it. Careful down here, getting hooked up on some wires. There you go. Look at that. That thing is smoked. Thankfully there was no 134A in the system. Screwdriver's down there. So as soon as we loosened the fittings, nothing came out. So I was warning Gavin, I say, now be careful. This could go everywhere. And I do have a fancy 134A recovery machine. Thankfully we didn't need it because it's over at Cameron's house. But I sure as heck would have liked to, evacuate that out and keep it if I could. There was none in there. That should lift out now. We have a new one to replace it. So go ahead and lift that out of there. There you go. Nice. We'll put that over there with our core support. Ooh, the radiator's plugged with some junk, but it's unscathed. Thankfully, the condenser did not get into the radiator, so we don't have to buy a new one. So that's awesome. Cool. We may have to hit the pause button here because we got our house painters here. We're changing the old color of the house from gray to white. Yeah, we'll probably clean up here and call it a day. Gavin's got a baseball game in about an hour and a half anyway, so we'll call it a morning. and we'll pick up on this probably this afternoon after baseball. Sound like a plan?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, getting it? Or is it whooping you?
Got it.
You got it. All right. So we're back from the ball game. We did go ahead and throw the trans cooler on just to keep water and stuff out of it. Crap while we were gone. I did rinse the engine bay down, so we didn't want any water to get in the transmission line, so we just clipped that on. All right, now Gavin's taking the core support. The core support apart. Let's go ahead and pull these tins out here too, bud. And then I'll get a hammer and start trying to straighten this thing out. All right, we're absolutely flying here. We've got the bumper off also, as you can see. That was kind of a feat because a lot of the mount brackets were a little bent, but we got that off. We got our cooler mounted. We just threw a couple self-tappers in there because it was kind of a universal type fit. The old one was held in with the little Christmas tree push pins, and the holes didn't line up, so that's more than fine. We did hammer that bar up nice and straight, hooked up our AC lines, threw in the condenser obviously, and I said, let's get a hood on this thing. We just took it out of the bed of the truck, and now I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the truck, and I'm looking at the hood. You can definitely tell it's not quite the right color of gray. I was so excited because I thought it was just going to be a bolt-on and run, but now it's obvious that that's like a pewter and that's like a gray, gunmetal gray color. But I guess it's not all beat up and bent, so we'll run it. We've got most of the bolts out, and now we're just gonna take out the last couple and throw the new one on there. All right, time for the big reveal. How bad of a gray is it? Yeah, that's pretty bad.
It's not that bad.
That's not great. That's not great at all. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I mean, it'll work for now. We'll find you a better one.
The real question is it open again?
Hey, I didn't want to bore you with all the details. As you can see, we got the front end back together, and the front bumper we got is also a little mismatched, same as the hood. But you know, beggars can't be choosers. It was all free. It came with a $300 truck, so we're gonna roll with it. Gavin and I put a set of spark plugs and wires on it, and then I thought, let's see if she starts. So we threw the jump pack on it, and it started on the first try. Exhaust sounds smooth. There's no leaks. It's definitely hitting on all 8. Nice and quiet up here. No weird noises. It's an extremely smooth Gen 3 LS. Those are, in my opinion, those are the best LS engines because they don't have all the DOD stuff in them. Yeah, they don't have the variable valve timing. They're a little down on power compared to the newer HO stuff, but these just run forever. These run for 300,000 plus without any issues. I think.
Like it. A little sticky here and there, but
low coolant. What else is it saying?
Coolant, wiper fluid.
Okay. Well, those are all easy fixes. You said it's sticky?
Here?
Yeah, that's gross. That's not good. Wonder why your lights are on. Push those buttons, see if those lights turn on. Yeah, I wonder. I think I know why the battery was dead. All right, well, I guess let's let it idle. It's charging. It's got a half tank of gas. It's got 45 psi oil pressure at idle, and it looks like the temperature gauge is coming up slowly. So let's let it idle and see what happens. See if it overheats. We might run to town, get some oil and a filter. Go and give her a quick oil change, and then I say we head out to the property and just do some laps out there. Maybe do some donuts. All right, now that we got it looking better and running pretty dang good, it's time we do an oil change. So we went and got all the fluids. Got some transmission fluid because we know it's low. That cooler was leaking. Leaked out quite a bit of fluid, so we've got some good stuff. Yep, so let's get these fluids changed, and then we'll take it for a first test drive. We got a tune-up on it last night, and we took it down the street and we quickly realized that the speedometer doesn't work and it does not come out of first gear. So our project for this morning to get underneath there and figure out why. I'm guessing the speed sensor's not hooked up. Well, we figured out why the speedometer doesn't work. This is the VSS, the vehicle speed sensor wire. It runs up over the top of the transmission, and it looks like the rats definitely got to it while it was parked somewhere. Probably out at my place. We've had some rat problems out there and about everything we park out there. To include the Bronco. They ate almost all the wires out front of the hood. That's why it's parked and hasn't moved in months. As you can see there's a twisted pair, a purple and a yellow. It's like a Hall effect wiring harness for a distributor almost. Same colors even. Purple and green. We're just going to splice those back together with a quick butt connector. And while I was digging all this out, I had to unhook almost everything from the transmission to include the neutral safety switch. And when I went to pry the connector out of that, it broke it. So we had to run to town and grab another one of those. We've already got it on, and now we're gonna do our wire repair, and then hopefully we'll have a speedometer and a functioning transmission, and we'll finally be able to road test this truck. I guess I'll show you a little bit of what's going on down here. Here's all that mess I had to pull down. All this stuff ran down the passenger side and driver's side of the transmission. Here's a little repair we did. If I can grab it. Just threw a couple little butt connectors on there. Heat shrunk them. Now we'll tape all this back up, put the loom back on it, make it look factory again, and then try to tuck it all back up in there and wrap some of the wires around the other side of the transmission. Get everything plugged back in, and we should have a speedometer now. And it does. Change engine oil. We just did that. We have to reset that light. And we've got an ABS light on too. That's interesting. I didn't notice that yesterday. All right. Shut our mismatched hood. It's not too bad. Alright. Get some fresh air in here. Now, got reverse. There's our brake we stuck behind the tire.
Oh, that thing moving.
Oh, the speedometer's moving, Gavin says. Yeah. Look at that. Now we'll be able to check and see if we got all the gears. First gear. Second gear. She's holding second. All right, we got gears. Hey, our ABS light's off. Oh, I think it was just upset that it couldn't tell how fast the truck was going before. I don't know. Drives nice, straight for being in an accident. That's pretty good. It does have a little play in the wheel. I'm gonna have to go through the front end, it looks like. Downshifted good. Up into third. All right. All right. We've arrived. Now it's Gavin's turn. What a good truck, man. This thing rode so smooth coming out here. I was really surprised. I'm used to the newer 4x4 trucks that ride a lot rougher. They don't have near the seats that these things have. It's like a couch in here. Okay. Let her rip. Put your foot on the old brake there. Oh man. Oh. Look at that, we got a speedometer. We got a smile. Cool. Pond is kind of filling up. Sweet. come to a stop and see if four-wheel drive works. You gotta come to a complete stop, and then just push the 4 high button. I heard a click.
Lights on.
All right. Oh, it appears four-wheel drive even works. Let's go through the crate. Maybe we can get her in some mud.
All right.
Oh man.
Oh.
I'm all right with it. Just carry some speed through there. Go a little left. Nice.
The ugly half of the property.
Yeah, it is the ugly half. We're gonna hay this. We got 9 acres over here. We're gonna turn our neighbor loose with the swather, and he's gonna bale all this for us. I told him he could have the hay because I don't have a use for it. All right, well, we're gonna continue to drive around, torture test it a little bit, make sure it all works, but it looks like we don't have any problems. So yeah, maybe tomorrow we start ripping the seats and the carpet out, and then we'll drop it off at Cameron's so he can deal with all this disgusting nastiness. Sorry about that, Cameron, but you are my guy, and that'll be a great that'll be a great before and after for you. The whole truck will be a great before and after for you. All right, well, we'll see you guys tomorrow when we start tearing these seats out.